What's up, everybody? We got some breaking news in the Bryan Kohberger case. We'll be going over that shortly. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the type of content that we put out usually gets us demonetized, and so that kind of limits the showings or the viewings that'll go out there. So if you could help us out by kicking the algorithm going into gear by hitting that like button. So, some breaking news. This is coming out of Fox News. Idaho, Bryan Kohberger, Pennsylvania warrants have been unsealed, y'all. So let's go into this. It says a Pennsylvania court has unsealed the December 30th search warrant in the Idaho student murder case, which led to the arrest of suspect Bryan Kohberger at his parents' house in the Pocono Mountains. Nearly 7 weeks after the slayings, police seized a number of new items from the home, including medical-style gloves, a black sweatshirt, size 13 Nike sneakers. Well, that's interesting. Nike, not Vans, but size 13. Now, that's a large size shoe. You would think that the footprint there of the Vans that was left, that was seen after the fact with amino back, might be able to determine whether the shoe size matches her. And also, they took a buccal swab. And so, for those that don't know what a buccal swab is, a buccal swab or smear is a painless removal of samples from the inside of your mouth and cheek for study. So it's like just a swab from the interior of your mouth. That's just for the to look for DNA and things of that nature. Kohberger, 28-year-old criminology PhD student at Washington State University, during the attack was accused of ambushing the 4 university students in the middle of the night on November 13th, 2022. The schools are about 7 miles apart. The attack took the lives of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. So here is a list of what was taken. Now, from my understanding, I think a lot of this is going to be what he was wearing as well. I'm pretty sure they confiscated his items of clothing and gave him the orange jumpsuit that we've seen him walking around in. But we'll read through this. It says 1 is a silver flashlight, 2, 4 medical style gloves, 3 is a white Arizona Jean Company large t-shirt, 4 is a Champion WSU Cougars large black sweatshirt, part of black and white size 13 Nike shoes, a pair of black Under Armour socks, Under Armour black large shorts, Under Armour black boxers size large, and 1 buccal swab. So that is what was taken away from there in Pennsylvania. So they did take his DNA. They do have his DNA. I know that's been a question for some. Was, hey, they matched his father's, but did they match his? Well, I'm pretty sure they have that answer right now, and I'm fairly positive that DNA is going to come back to him. And this actually goes into that. It says here, according to the court documents, police found a K-bar knife sheath near Mogen's body and recovered a DNA sample from the snap. The DNA was a familial match for another sample taken from the trash at Kohberger family residence in Albright, Pennsylvania. After tracking Kohberger across the country, police said they believed in his vehicle, alleged spot at the crime scene the night of the slayings, and parked in a 2-car garage on the west side of his parents' house. And so this is right here, I guess, copies of some of the arrest warrants. The unsealed documents. See attached, FBI. See, here's the property receipt. And see, like I said, this is mainly what's on his person, most likely. I'm not entirely sure they were going to be searching that entire house. Let's see. Kohberger. This is the, I guess, for items to be searched: blood or other bodily fluids, materials, items with blood or bodily fluids, materials in or on or near them. This says here, knife, sheaths, other weapons, instruments of injury, death, and sales receipts document from purchases or acquisition of such items. So they wanted sales receipts or documentation. Remember that there was a Walmart receipt and a Marshall's receipt that they took in from his apartment. And so, obviously those were trying to figure out if there was instruments of the crime, but this is leading to that they're still looking for that. Documents, records, medications, drugs, or other substances, prescriptions, or otherwise, bottles, labels, syringes, packages, and other association medications, drugs, or substances prescribed or otherwise that could relate to physical or mental state of assailants or victims, or relating to or containing information indicating, suggestion, or otherwise evidence of violence or physical attack, fight, or motive, hostility for any other same. And so it appears here that they're trying to figure out, and this is shortly after his arrest, so they only know a little bit about this. Well, I mean, I'm sure they know quite a bit about him, but they don't know his current mental state, things like that. And so they highly suspect, obviously, that they're arresting him, that he's the perpetrator. And so they're looking at any type of drugs that would kind of corroborate the fact that this is, possibly a violent person. Any property belonging to Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, Madison, blank and blank, and I'm guessing that's Bethany and or Dylan. So I'm wondering if anything was taken out of the house. They suspect at this point that something was taken, maybe perhaps some type of souvenir. This is so this is another possibility that we're not aware of at this point. All right. And so documents, records, data, components related to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, and or Ethan or Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogen, and I'm pretty sure that's Bethany and Dylan. Clothing to include but not limited to dark shirts, pants, masks, shoes, and diamond pattern soles. So this is going back to the footprint there with the Vans. DNA, footprints, fingerprints, fibers, animals, and or human hair, or physical trace of evidence or items bearing these related to contain information indicating suggested or related violence, fight, or motive, hostility of any of the same. 4 samples of Bryan Kohberger's DNA by buccal swab taken from the inside of Kohberger's mouth and or whole blood sample. Alcoholic beverages or other intoxicants containers, receipts the same. Data complications relating to, oh man, that's kind of hard to read. Information indicating, suggesting, or related to violence, stabbing, fight, motive, hostility of the same, including without limited persons, list, books, notes, letters, calendars, diaries. And so basically what they're looking for is some kind of dialogue or planning of this event, anything that would lead that, for instance, if he wrote down in a notebook that he saw the victims here or there, kind of showing a pattern of stalking and premeditation. And so all electrical devices, including communication content, including email, text, applications, cloud storage, notes, voicemail, including attachment, source, and destination areas. And so addresses, they're going to have all this stuff from his phone, anybody he talked to, things like that. And so if he did have an accomplice, I will say this about this whole accomplice theory that is out there. If that accomplice was alive, I believe that person would be in jail. Not saying that if there is accomplice that he has passed, but I know he's either alive or he's passed, or we don't know who he is. Because if that person is alive and the police know who they are, they would be in jail. You know what I'm saying? And so those who look at, like, for instance, Enan Harsh or anybody else that the police have had access to, I don't really believe that they're involved in this whatsoever. Looking for GPS location, call, cell tower connection data. So I'm just kind of looking through this. And by the way, tomorrow we're going to have on another YouTuber who has put out a couple of maps triangulating the cell phone towers. And we're going to look at that information as far as, not triangulating the cell phone towers, I apologize, showing a map of where the cell phone towers reach. And we can kind of figure out, hey, there's 3 or 4 towers around that King Road residence that can that touch that area, then that would be a good that would show a highly accurate triangulation. If there's only one, maybe not. So we're going to look at that information tomorrow live. So hit that like and subscribe button. Let's see. All vehicles in which Kohberger had access to included a 2015 white Elantra, and they have VIN number. And so, yeah, I mean, it seems like what I've been able to pull out of this really, really fast is, in my opinion, I think they think maybe perhaps he took something from the house. If they're looking for property belonging to, Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, or Maddie, Bethany, or Dylan, then maybe perhaps they have some sort of evidence for that. There's a lot in here. We're probably going to have to go through this one step at a time, like we did before, on a couple of different channels or a couple of different episodes. But before I go, I want to let you guys know that I want to talk to you guys real quick about something that's important to me, and that's personal privacy. Our partner is Data Seal, and what they do is they help their clients basically erase their searchability online for things like their home address, phone number, things like that for stalking. Check them out and their services. Links will be in the description and the comment section. But, as far as this goes, we're going to go through this a little bit more in detail. There's quite a bit here. I'm fairly positive that a lot of it's going to be stuff that we've already gone through. But like I said, we've already located one possible clue that, out of this, that maybe perhaps the prosecution is holding tight, and that's the removal of some items from the home. Stay tuned. Please hit that like and subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time.